Essex, Connecticut, is a town rich in history, with roots that stretch back to the colonial period of the United States. Here's a detailed look at its historical journey. Early history. Native American presence. Before European settlers arrived, the area now known as Essex was inhabited by the Wongung tribe. Their presence is reflected in the names of local landmarks like the Connecticut River, which they called Quinnitucket. Colonial settlement. The first European settlers arrived in the late 17th century. The area was initially part of the town of Saybrook, which was settled in 1635. Over time, this part of Saybrook began to develop its own identity. 18th century. Separation from Saybrook. In 1722, what would become Essex was known as Potapook Quarter of Saybrook. The area grew, leading to its formal incorporation as a separate town in 1852, but it was known as Potapook until then. Maritime trade and shipbuilding. Essex became known for its shipbuilding, particularly in the latter half of the 18th century. The town's location along the Connecticut River made it an ideal spot for shipwrights. By the end of the century, Essex was one of the leading shipbuilding centers in New England. 19th century. The War of 1812, one of the most significant events in Essex's history during this period was the British attack in 1814 during the War of 1812. The British, aiming to disrupt American shipping, raided Essex, burning down shipyards and ships. This event is known locally as the Essex Raid. Post-war growth. After the war, shipbuilding resumed, but the industry began to decline later in the century due to changes in maritime technology and economics. Instead, manufacturing, particularly of firearms and machinery, began to take hold. Incorporation. In 1852, the town officially separated from Saybrook and was named Essex, a name derived from the English county, reflecting the influence of English settlers. 20th century. Economic shifts. The early 20th century saw Essex transitioning from a maritime and manufacturing base to one more focused on commerce and tourism. The scenic beauty of the area, along with its rich history, made it an attractive location for tourism. Cultural and architectural preservation. Efforts were made to preserve the town's historical architecture. The Essex Historical Society was established to maintain and educate about the town's history. The Pratt House, one of the oldest homes in Essex, now serves as a museum. Steamboat era. The advent of steamboats in the 19th century continued into the 20th, but by mid-century, the decline of riverboat traffic impacted local economies. However, the Essex steam train and riverboat now operate as a tourist attraction, linking the town with this past. Modern times. Tourism and antiques. Today, Essex is well known for its charming main street, lined with antique shops, boutiques, and eateries. The town has become a destination for those interested in antiques, history, and the quaint New England lifestyle. Community and events. Essex hosts several community events throughout the year, like the annual Essex Go Bragh Irish Festival, which showcases the town's vibrant community spirit. Economic development. While small, Essex has managed to maintain a balance between historical preservation and modern economic development, ensuring it remains both a living community and a historical site. Environmental awareness. The town also engages in preservation efforts for its natural surroundings, understanding that its scenic beauty is part of its appeal.